The Weeknd has been able to become a superstar over the past decade with the help of someone crucial and a very pivotal person to his music in itself, being Belly. Belly, of course, becoming friends with Abel around 2011 has been one of the most pivotal writers for The Weeknd throughout his entire career. We have contributions starting all the way back from Echoes of Silence on Outside, and we even have writing credits on a majority of Kissland coming from Belly, an album that, depending on who you ask in the EXO fan base, is some of Abel's strongest songwriting. I don't necessarily agree with it, but Belly is a key contributor to that. And whenever it comes to Beauty Behind the Madness as well, Belly has written not only a good majority of the tracks on there, but one of the biggest hits The Weeknd has ever had, a hit that was able to propel Abel into the next step of fame, the next step, that superstar level, the track being The Hills, and some other notable tracks on there being Shameless, Earned It, In the Night, As You Are. And then going on from there, even as far as Starboy, we have Belly working on the likes of Party Monster, False Alarm, Rocking, and so on and so forth. I believe half the Starboy album has been written by Belly himself. And when it comes to a good amount of tracks on After Hours as well, Belly has writing credits. One of the greatest, biggest songs of all time that was shattering records, Blinding Lights. Yes, Blinding Lights. Belly helped write the track. Now, when I say all of this, it isn't to discredit The Weeknd and to say that The Weeknd never writes his own music. Belly has gone on to say that The Weeknd does write a substantial amount of his own music, which I fully believe. However, he is a person that The Weeknd does go by to whether it is to polish up some verses, whether it's like, take a second look, anything to touch up. Belly is that guy. Belly the plug when it comes to the verses, and he has helped Abel become the global superstar. And this is important to know that you might not be able to be The Weeknd. I mean, granted, 99.9% of the population will never be as big as The Weeknd, but you could be someone that helps Abel be the superstar that he is. That person being Belly. You might not, for example, I don't want to go too much of a tangent, being the greatest basketball player of all time, but you could be the coach that conditions the trainer. And it's just, whenever I found out just how long Belly has been collaborating with Abel and some of the tracks that he has been collaborating with Abel, it isn't like one or two, it's like consistently project after project after project. Belly has shown credits in the songwriting. Belly has shown that he is a key part of who The Weeknd is in his music, a key part of The Weeknd's music in general. And this doesn't just stick with the albums, but this branches off into features as well. And I want to go here on Spotify to get the official credits for you guys. Like, how many tracks? I believe it was 156, which is pretty immense. And this is knowing that these are the tracks that are officially credited. Who knows if Belly's has ghostwritten for people? I mean, probably. I don't doubt it. I mean, there are some people that they prefer not to ghostwrite because they want their credit, but I wouldn't be surprised if Belly is, has ghostwritten for a couple of people. I wouldn't be surprised he's just like, hey, listen, if my name isn't on there, I don't want to be on it. All right, so yeah, Belly has written for 156 tracks, but to stay focused on The Weeknd's, the fact that Blinding Lights, for example, over 3 billion streams, The Hills approaching 2 billion, Save Your Tears 1.3 billion, Earned It 1.3 billion, Save Your Tears 1 billion, and then of course other tracks such as In Your Eyes, Often, 700 millions, going into Party Monster, 500 millions. And some of the tracks, to break it down for you, I'm gonna have it on the screen as well, panning down, but Lonely Night, Shameless, Ordinary Life, Nothing Without You, All I Know, going back into After Hours, Faith, Scared to Live, Snow Child, As You Are on Beauty Behind the Madness, Live For, Professional, Love in the Sky. Again, it's just sort of repeating some of the stuff I've already said before. And then even going into some of the features, Better Believe It, Belly, The Weeknd, Young Thug. Is just monumental. I recently discovered this, wanted to share with you guys. Because that's why, anytime I find out something I want to discuss or that's interesting, we talking about it on the podcast. We're sharing it, we're loving it. And that's the I wouldn't even say hidden, but that's the superstar besides the Weeknd. Like, honestly. In order to push the Able to be where he is, the Belly is another extremely crucial and notable part of who The Weeknd is and what he does.